while, so I just wanted to read a few more dreams that I had. These two are a little bit longer. Anyway, I prayed Psalm 23 over all of these videos that I've been doing. So if you'll notice, I have not changed my clothes. And I'm wearing a little bit of makeup because I had just come from work. I also teach, I teach hair. So I was teaching a class today. Anyway, so here is a dream that I had. Y'all didn't give me a, he didn't give me a word with this though, but it did come with a warning to everyone about why he gave me this dream. Okay, so it says, I have to set you guys up for what was happening the day that I had this dream. I basically was saying my prayers before I went to bed, and I was praying for my kids, and I was praying for my two boys, and right before I woke up the next day, I had these dreams. Well, the first day I had this dream, and I wish I could tell you the date that it was because it really did happen in real life. Okay, so it says, Yah also gave me a dream of my two boys. My one son and I were talking on the couch when two people walked up to us. The couch was outside. We were in the hood. Okay, so sometimes I grew up in the hood, right? And sometimes in the hood, you have an inside couch and you have your outside couch, okay? And if you're growing up in the hood, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, your outside couch is actually sometimes a real couch that you have stuck outside. And my son and I were sitting on the real couch outside in the hood. Okay, so two people walked up and I started, two people, well, anyway, my son and I were talking on this couch, and then two people walked up to us, and I started talking to them. But what I realized was these people knew me, but I didn't know them, and I introduced them to my son so that my son would introduce himself, and then I would remember their name. But I never did remember these two people, which was kind of weird, right? So we got up because I felt like we were done talking, my son and I. So we got up to start walking and talking with them. I have no idea what we were talking about, but when I looked to the side and I saw a mural. The mural on the wall was flashing almost like a movie reel when I noticed a picture of Jesus. So it was like on the wall, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the beautiful murals or whatever. Everyone always says to me, that's not a mural, that's tagging. I'm like, okay, well, some of it is really beautiful, especially in Oakland. They have like these really beautiful like tags, murals of people, and they were going over these murals, but the mural was like going in circles. And it looked like an old school like movie reel, like from the 1930s, right? And it kept flashing, so I put almost like a movie reel when I noticed a picture of Jesus. So there was a man standing there with a water pressure gun, to clean off the mural. So I yelled at him because I saw the picture of Jesus, right? Which really legitly is something I would do. I totally would yell at somebody, which I really shouldn't do that because I'm supposed to be a good Christian. But I'm sorry, if I saw someone taking down a picture of Jesus, I would be mad. Jesus knows this about me. I have to repent for it all the time. Anyway, so I yelled at him, telling him to stop removing that. He yelled back at me, it is my job. So basically what he was saying was, it's his job to take down this mural that was up, right? Then I realized my son was no longer there. So I'm standing there by myself, basically protesting the fact that they got this mural that they're taking down of Jesus, and I'm getting mad, right? So he had walked away with these strangers, and what ended up happening was he'd fallen in the street and bumped his head. He kept saying, oh, Mom, I'm okay. Don't worry about it, Mom. I'm okay. I'm okay. Because this is what my son does sometimes. He'll just like, it's okay, Mom, don't worry about it, I'll be fine, it's okay. And I know he's not, and I knew in the dream that he wasn't okay. So that's whenever I woke up. Okay, so background. My son goes to San Jose State, and there was a University Police Department notification that was sent out the very next day. I was at work, it was at 1 p.m., and they had a tendency to, I don't think they do it anymore because I think my son took me off of the notifications because I think he got tired of me calling him up and saying, "Are you okay?" So, so he took me off of that. Okay, so there was a notification from the UPD, that's the University Police Department. It says, and the text said, there was graffiti on the women's bathroom wall. They had it under control. That was it. Kind of cryptic, right? So that's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the very next day after I've had this dream. Okay, so my son calls me that night around 7 o'clock, and he says, "So Mom, I just want to tell you what happened." He's like, "Don't freak out," but because he knows I will, that's why he says that, not to. He says, "Don't freak out, but I'm going to be on the news." And I said, "You're going to be on the news? Like, why are you going to be on the news, son?" So he says, "Well, I'm going to be on the news because there was graffiti on the women's bathroom." I said, "Oh yeah, I think I got something about that." He said the graffiti said that at 5 p.m. they were going to shoot the place up. So now, of course, I'm a little freaked out, right? Because this is 7. Thank God my son is fine. But then he tells me he's still at school. I said, "Wow, okay, son, maybe you should go home. Just, God forbid something does happen. Maybe you should just go home," because he lives down in San Jose. I said, "Please go home." He said, "Don't worry about it, Mom. I'll be fine. You know, nobody's going to hurt me, blah, blah, blah." You know how kids can be. No, nobody can hurt him. So I said, I said, "That's not the point." And we had a long conversation about it, okay, that I won't get into. Now, at the end of this conversation, we had like a good 30-minute conversation about all of this stuff. At the end of this conversation, I remember my dream. Something clicks in my mind and I remember my dream, right? I was like, "Oh, shoot. Phineas, I have something to tell you," because it's like 2 minutes before we're getting ready to get off the phone. So I tell him about this dream, and I realized that God was actually warning me about my son and that this was going to happen. So do you see the correlation that there was graffiti on the wall that I was yelling at that guy not to take off the wall, the mural. Then my son calls me the next day and says that this is what happened, that there was graffiti on the wall. The information that I got from Jesus, that I got from God, is that basically Yah and Jesus are angry. This is why I got angry in the dream, that they're taking Jesus out of the schools, and this is why these shootings are happening. So there's your warning. God bless you all. I hope this blesses somebody. I was just grateful that nothing had happened to my son. And yes, my son was on the news and I did record it. So, yeah. Anyway, God bless you all. I hope this blesses you.